Hello, this is Brad from the RV water filter store. Today I'm going to show you how to build a winter box for one of our water filter systems. That way you can use the system in freezing weather without the canisters cracking or the filters freezing. It's a pretty inexpensive build. It's easy to do. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Okay, starting off, I bought a tote big enough to fill the water filter system. I believe this is a 20-gallon. As far as insulation goes, we're going to be using this cheap fiberglass multi-purpose that I bought from Costco. There's this insulating foam sealant. This is the trick here. This is a mini under tank heater for reptiles. I bought it from a pet store. I think you can get it from any local pet store. I just got the smallest one. We're just going to be sticking this in here to create some kind of heat source to make this box heated and insulated. As far as tools go, I'm using a drill, hole saw, a couple drills there. We have a staple gun, just a couple random nuts and bolts that I'm going to use to put the bracket on, and we're going to use this 100% cotton cloth to cover that, just to create some barrier between the heat and the fiberglass insulation, just in case. Okay, starting off, we're going to drill some holes in all four corners of this tote. Just in case it were to fill up with water, we are using an AC heater. So be aware that before you do any maintenance in here, you're going to want to make sure everything's unplugged. That way it's safe. You're not going to get electrocuted. Okay, we got our holes drilled in there. I'm going to leave it ugly. For now, we're going to turn this over and let's put our heater in. It's just a stick-on pad. So I'm just going to stick this on the side here. Make sure you don't put it down here, because if it were to fill up with water, you don't want to make it submerged. So I like to go a couple inches up right here, and then we're just going to drill a hole so the wire can go through here. Let's do that. Okay, as you can see, got that hole in there. That's coming out here. We are going to use the sealant later to seal that up so the heat doesn't escape, but we'll do that later. Next, we're going to create the lid. The top's most important because heat rises, so we're going to make a nice lid with this fiberglass insulation. Open this up. It's a little itchy. Careful with this. Don't get on your skin too much. Just roll it out. And we're just gonna cut it to size. Nope. Scratch that. I'm done. Don't use a staple gun. It'll just crack the plastic. I'm going to switch to super glue or silicone. All right, I got that on there. As you can see, just fill all that in with the adhesive of your choice. Next up, let's go ahead and put our cloth here over the reptile heating pad, just to create some separation from the fiberglass. Different ways to do this. You could use super glue. I'm going to use double-sided tape, see how well this sticks. All right, have that on there pretty good. Now let's finish doing the top layer with this fiberglass. Okay, I got that all lined up. Looks pretty good. I think it's going to stay warm in there with that top on it. And I'm going to use this foam to kind of just create a seal around the top and on the bottom. And we'll kind of just fill up the bottom here. right, got that stuff pretty good. It's not pretty, but it's insulated. And that stuff works so well that I'm actually gonna go back and do the top around the edges too, I believe. Now that we got that drying, let's go ahead and drill holes. Actually, we're gonna go on one of these sides here, because I'm gonna mount the bracket against one of these walls. So let's go 2 holes on each side, just big enough to get the 3/4 inch hose fitting through. Right, 2 holes. I'm just gonna poke through the insulation with my finger. That's where our hoses are gonna go through. I think I'm actually gonna get maybe 2-foot long hose sections, so that way I can seal this up and not lose any heat through there. And then that way you can just connect straight on the outside of the box and just leave the filter system inside and never open that. So let's do that. Okay, I got all that sealed up. I put a trash bag in here just to keep the fiberglass from getting on me when I'm messing with it. I'll probably leave it in there when I install the canisters in, and just poke a hole through here. You can see that I drilled holes through here that I'm gonna use 2 1-foot sections of hose, and then I'll seal that up just so I don't lose any heat through that hole. So let's do that. All right, as you can see, I got my 1-foot hose sticking out of both ends. On the output, I have a male connection. Here I made a double male hose, but you can also just get an adapter fitting on this side. So we're gonna hook up our hose to this side. It'll go through the filters and out this end, all closed up, and then plug this in, and we'll have a heated box that we can use in the winter without the canisters freezing or cracking. Got that all sealed up. I ended up opting to not use the bracket and just use these wing nuts to keep this closed, so there's no heat loss through the lid. I have all my gaps sealed up, as you can see. And then this is just a simple garden timer that I'm using. You can set it for sundown to sunup, so that way the heater will turn on when it starts to get cold, and then the box will, keep it warm through the night. So pretty simple build, not too difficult, not too expensive. I'll include a part list and the cost of everything that I bought to build this. But I hope this works well for you and makes it so you can RV in your winter months without losing your water canisters. Have fun out there. Enjoy it. Blah, blah, blah.